in my circle? Who the one who be the snakes? Who gon' fold up under pressure? Who gon' understand the stakes? Who gon' wait to get their food to try to take from off my plate? Who the love? Who gon' understand I'm hurt? Who gon' love me unconditionally and try and make it work? Who gon' party once I'm gone and shed a tear once I'm in dirt? I ain't asking for too much, I'm trying to understand my worth.
Welcome to the next episode of Give Me My Crown podcast.
Give Me My Crown podcast.
And we back at y'all with another episode of the Give Me My Crown podcast. And in this podcast, we going to be going over the hot topic right now, which is all these trades in the NBA in the NBA that happen right before the deadline.
It's been heated up. It heated up real quick, real fast. I want to shout out my boys, the Mavericks, for fixing the NBA. That's all I'm going to say.
So that was the big one. So let's talk about that one first.
Let's go.
That was the main one that started all. That wasn't the first trade, but that was the main one that started all this talk of how crazy the NBA has been. Because obviously they traded Luka, or the main trade, Luka for Anthony Davis. So as you being a Mavericks fan, how do you feel about that?
All right, we're going to talk about this real quick. I'm going to break this down from a basketball standpoint, and I'm going to break it down from a fan standpoint. First, fan standpoint, I love Luka. Luka, one of the players that I've grown with. When we drafted Luka, I was like, he going to be that dude. I just knew it. From a basketball standpoint, we got better. And most people say, how? Luka don't play defense. He out of shape. And everybody say AD hurt, call him street clothes. How many games Luka played this year? He been hurt too. Yeah. So you can call him street clothes too. So all of a sudden, though, I think there's more to the story because all of a sudden, Luka can play now. He ain't played for us in like 20-some games. But now he back and play for the Lakers this week. So, like I said, it's definitely more to the story, and we'll find out more as years go. But a great trade for Lakers in the future. A great trade for us right now with Anthony Davis and Kyrie together. You know, we thought they was going to pull off another trade, but it didn't happen. So if we could have got KD with it, it would have been great, but we'll take it. We got the pieces around them to win now.
So do you think this allows Kyrie? Do you think this allows Kyrie to essentially allow it to be his team now? Is this Kyrie's team, or would you say it's Anthony Davis' team?
Both.
Okay.
So you got to go back to the past, right? So these two have wanted to play together since Kyrie was in Boston. And people forget that. Kyrie was pushing for AD to come to Boston when he was with the Pelicans. So they got chemistry already. They wanted to play together, and we'll see how it goes.
So I think their style of play works better than Kyrie and Luka because if in a tight game, Luka and Kyrie both want the ball in their hands.
And we talk about the finals from last year. The two things that hurt us the most, Luka couldn't play defense, and he was out of shape. He out there, he looked like me out there hooping last year. Just don't get me wrong, out of shape. He was still dropping 35. So yeah.
So do you think he makes the Lakers better?
Right now?
Correct. With him and LeBron. Do you think him and LeBron can play together?
Yes. LeBron will become D-Wade. LeBron will have to change his game up a little bit, but nobody thought Kyrie and Luka could play together. They both ball dominant. LeBron will learn to adjust, And Luka, I think LeBron will help him get in shape.
Do you think the Lakers losing Anthony Davis hurts them on defense and on the board?
Hands down. That's not a question. Like, okay, they made a trade, got Mark Williams from from the Hornets, but he ain't Anthony Davis.
Yes.
And he's hurt too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So since we're talking about the Mark Williams trade, they traded Mark Williams for Komet. How do you feel? How do you feel about that? Because they got Mark Williams. Hornets got Don Konnett, Cam Reddish, and some picks. They got a 2030
first round pick.
Yep. And then a 2031 first round pick unprotected.
Yep.
Who do you think won that trade?
I think it's even, in my opinion. I think that Dalton Connect is that guy. Like he can
Yes.
shoot, and you a shooter with LaMelo, just get open.
Yeah.
LaMelo gonna find him, and I think that's gonna be huge for him. Yep.
So, do you think they're doing that? Do you think that the Hornets are doing that looking towards the future? Because
Yes.
they got if they would have kept Mark Williams, that gives them a big man. By losing Mark Williams, if they can somehow get the number one pick in the draft, you know who they're going after. Cooper Flag.
Exactly. Yeah.
So do you think they're doing that specifically for that reason?
They build a squad, man. Sometimes you gotta let go of pieces to build a team to win. And I think the Hornets realize if they want to keep LaMelo, they gotta build quick. So if
Oh
you
yeah.
get if
Yeah,
you get
because
the number one pick with Cooper Flag, you got LaMelo, you bring in a certified shooter and connect, and you still got Brandon Miller, who's somebody who's going into their own. Like
yeah, you still
they're
got
gonna
Miles Bridges too.
Miles Bridges, you're gonna build a young team that can win. Look how quick
Yeah.
the Hornets turned around. Not the Hornets, the Rockets turned around.
That's
Last year, one of
true.
the worst teams. They kept getting better, getting better, getting better, and now they're second in the West. So yeah,
That's true. Look at OKC. OKC turned around. OKC
yes,
lost their big three,
yep.
and they went out and got a bunch of young talent. And they weren't they the number one team in the West last year?
Number one team in the West right now. Yep.
Yep. Another trade was the Warriors.
Okay.
How do you feel about that trade? Obviously, they got Jimmy Butler
Yep.
and let's see. This was a multi-team trade.
Man, it's so long of a trade, bro. It's ridiculous.
So I'm looking at it now. So they got Jimmy Butler. The Pistons got Dennis Schroeder, Lindy Walters, and some picks. The Heat got Kyle Anderson, Davion Mitchell, Andrew Wiggins. The Raptors got PJ Tucker. So I think the Warriors losing Andrew Wiggins, I think that hurt them a little bit. But then they're gaining Jimmy Butler.
Correct.
If Jimmy Butler goes up there and plays like we know he can play, I think it could be good for him. Because do you think what he was showing in Miami, do you think that's his new attitude, or do you think he just wanted out of Miami?
He wanted out of Miami because a few weeks ago, the report was he went and signed an extension with Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
He gets traded, signs 2 years, $111 million. So, I
Yep.
mean, he clearly signed the extension. He signed locked up for the next 2 years. I think you're going to get the best version of Jimmy Butler.
Okay. Do you think him and Steph Curry can play together?
I think they can. I think we will see, for this to work, Steve Kerr has to do a great coaching job.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree because
He's not a shooter. Jimmy Butler's not. He's streaky. He's not like a knockdown shooter. Yeah.
correct. So I think like you said, I think him coaching is going to be important to their success.
Yep.
So I think he has to know how to coach. He has to know their strengths, know their weaknesses. Game on the line. If you need a three, obviously you know who to get a ball to.
I think the big part of this trade was they kept Kuminga.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's huge in this like keeping Kuminga and Buddy Hield. That's humongous. Yep.
Especially and getting a player like Jimmy Butler.
Yes.
Like you're giving the best player they gave up was obviously Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
But like I said, you got Jimmy Butler. You got Jimmy Butler replacing Andrew Wiggins essentially.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's I don't think it was a huge loss for them.
Yes.
Next one, you got Brandon Ingram went to Toronto.
I don't understand it, but okay. You know, I don't understand why Toronto makes this trade because you got Scotty Barnes and you bring in Brandon Ingram. You can put him at the 3 and the 4, but I just don't get it.
Do you think that hurts the Pelicans by losing Brandon Ingram?
Yes, because is Zion gonna play?
That's
I'm just asking. Like, what are you putting on the court? Zion's not playing every game.
Yep, and it almost makes you wonder why he's not playing because he came out and said when they asked him why he's not playing, he said I work for the Pelicans. It's insinuating that they're not allowing him to play every night? Is it because he can't stay healthy? Is it because of his past injuries? Do they want to keep him healthy for the playoffs? So it's like why is he not playing?
Yeah.
And I don't think it's all by that statement. I don't think it's all on him. I don't think it's on him not wanting to play either.
But you got to think about when you've been a history of getting hurt like he got, they kind of trying to keep him healthy for a whole season.
That makes sense.
I mean, he lost a ton of money by being overweight. So I mean, it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah. So who do you think? So out of these trades with these big names, who do you think won out of all these trades?
So we talked about so far.
Yes.
I'll say this. I'm gonna go to the trade. I think the team that won the whole trade deadline, San Antonio Spurs.
Okay.
Like in De'Aaron Fox.
Yes.
Keeping Chris Paul the mentor De'Aaron Fox, and with Wembanyama, it's crazy, man. Like that's a future move, and keeping all your pieces around them. Yeah, that was a win.
Yes, because Victor is young, obviously. De'Aaron Fox is young. Like you said, Chris Paul is going to mentor De'Aaron Fox.
Yep.
So if they make a run, I don't know if they're in playoff contention as of right now, because I know it's still a while to go. But if they make the playoffs, then I think they have a team that's young enough to make a run.
Yeah, and these trades will impact the playoffs. I mean, the thing about Dallas is currently the 9th seed in the West. So, can Anthony Davis and Kyrie get them in position to get out of the play-in tournament? Like, these are the questions we got to ask. A lot of teams made some good trades. Like
Cleveland got DeAndre Hunter.
Yes,
and listen, Cleveland's already good.
Yes. So you get another wing that can guard and shoot threes. Now, this is a trade I haven't heard anybody talk about that I feel like is a big trade, because the Thunder needed a big man. They went and got Daniel Theis. He played I remember him mostly for playing with the Celtics, but he's a center. He's gritty. He can shoot threes.
Yeah.
Like, it can be a big move, man, for them. Yeah.
Yep. Who else?
Zach LaVine went to Sacramento.
Yeah, he went to Sacramento.
I'm glad he got out of Chicago, but I think I wanted to see him go to Spurs with De'Aaron Fox. I think that would have been De'Aaron Fox, Zach LaVine, and Wembanyama. But yeah.
Marcus Smart went to Washington. Do you think Marcus Smart is? Do you think he's done? Do you think because he's obviously not in his Celtics days.
Maybe he can help mentor what's his name? Jordan Poole? Maybe he can help with that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
Jordan Poole might be a lost case, but he can help with it, man.
Jordan Poole might talk him into getting some cats.
Stop.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see. I'm looking at the trades now. Some teams made some moves, draft picks and capital.
Go ahead. The Kings also got Jonas Valanciunas.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's good for Sabonis. He'll play power forward.
Yeah,
predominantly. Yeah. The Pistons made some good moves, man. Like they added KJ Martin. They added Dennis Schroeder and them boys, like some more ball handlers, because they got plenty of big men. One of the downsides of this trade was seeing the fall of James Wiseman, man. James Wiseman, we thought he was going to be a great player.
Yeah, because when he came out of college, I think he was injured. He didn't play that first year or part of that first year because he was injured.
Yep.
But he never really came back from that either.
Yep.
Because they were expecting him to be the next big thing.
Yes, man. He's with the Warriors, going to be Steph Curry and them and just take the Golden State Warriors to the next level. He never did, man.
And at this point, if he hasn't produced yet, I don't see him producing at high numbers at this point.
Yeah,
I think he's too far in. You
didn't answer a question you asked me though.
What?
Do you think LeBron and Luka can play together?
I don't know. It's gonna be I don't know, because they almost play the same position. You can play them at the same position.
Correct.
And because him and Anthony Davis, two completely different positions.
Yeah.
And LeBron and Luka can both run 1, 2, or 3, and obviously you can put LeBron at the 4. So it's like, oh no, it's a toss up. It'll be. I think it's gonna be interesting to say the least.
Okay. My next question: do you think this trade fixed the NBA's rating problem? The NBA has had a rating problem for the longest.
Yes, because you put one of the hottest players in the league right now on the same team with the biggest name in the league.
That's true. It could be almost like a passing of the torch. And then you got Luka.
Yes.
You got Luka in LA.
Exactly.
Tatum in Boston. You remember when it was Kobe and LeBron? They were trying to create this whole thing with Kobe and LeBron.
Yep.
Now you can create a whole narrative because you got the two most storied franchises in the NBA with megastars.
Yep, we're two of the best players in the NBA.
Correct. Yep.
So I think this definitely helps the ratings, and I think it'll be interesting to see how the season ends and how, like I said, how well they play together. And like you said, because you got two of the biggest stars on two of the most well-known teams, it's going to be interesting when because LeBron ain't got too much longer left.
Correct.
So it's going to be Luka's team at that point.
Does he re-up?
Who, LeBron?
Luka.
That's a great question.
Because you saw, like, Luka could sign a deal with them today if he wanted to.
Yep. I think it depends on how he plays and how long LeBron stays. Because they still going to have to add pieces around them.
That's true. They got some solid pieces.
They got Mark. I think Mark Williams can actually be good in the league.
You still got Austin Reeves.
Who? Yes.
You still got Rory. How come sure how you say his last name? But you got pieces around them. They just got to be able to play them together.
Yes, I agree. I think it'll be interesting to see how they play together because if they don't make it to the championship in 2 years, I see Luka leaving unless they get an additional piece.
I got a theory on who I think will come now that Luka's there.
Who?
Giannis.
Yeah, he is towards the end of his contract,
and he's super excited about a foreign player being in a huge market.
Yeah,
and rumors of him going to LA for like the last 3 or 4 years. So
I think for him to go there, I think LeBron will have to leave though.
Oh yeah, but LeBron's almost ready to retire. So yeah.
So you're thinking Luka and Giannis essentially teaming up
in 2 or 3 years? Yeah,
I can actually see that. Because I think he's going to end up leaving.
Yeah.
Middleton just left. Who did Middleton get traded for?
He went to the Wizards.
Yes, he got traded for
Kyle Kuzma, right?
Kyle Kuzma, yes.
Does that help Milwaukee or no?
I don't know because Kyle Kuzma is.
Don't do it, man.
Like,
don't do it.
He played when he want to, just like when he was in LA. He played when he want to. He might go a stretch and give you an average 20 points a game, but then he might go 20 games and average 2 points a game.
To me, it makes the lineup weird because Kyle Kuzma is a power forward to me.
Yes.
Giannis is a power forward. So does Kuzma come off the bench? Like, what are we doing?
Because you had a shooter in Middleton.
Yeah, you did.
So you're losing that.
He was always hurt though. Always hurt.
That's true. Who else? Are there any? I don't think there were any. Were there any other big trades?
Those were major trades. I mean, like teams made small trades, but to me, those are the ones that were most prominent that could shift the way the NBA is going to move. Like, I think it's just these trades made it so the NBA was relevant again. Like,
oh yeah,
think about it. It's Super Bowl, man, and the NBA getting more headlines than the Super Bowl right now.
Yep, because before these trades, you got All-Star game coming up soon. You ain't heard nothing about the All-Star game.
Correct.
Like NBA ratings are just dropping, and I don't know. How do I put? I don't know. It almost seems to me like they're doing too much to try to bring back because they got the in-season tournament now.
Yeah,
the in-season tournament. I think they did that to try to bring ratings.
They're making it like European basketball.
Yes, and because like you've looked at the in-season tournament, it means absolutely nothing.
Correct.
My bragging rights maybe, but if you don't win the NBA championship, the in-season tournament means nothing.
You're right. Correct.
So, I mean, I think that, like you said, I think these trades definitely help the ratings. And I think it helped bring the ratings back in. So I think they accomplished what they wanted to accomplish with these trades.
I agree, man. Because like I said, it's theories out there that the NBA forced this trade with the Mavericks. I don't believe that, but I'm just saying, like, it did fix a huge problem. Like, the ratings are out the roof right now. When Dallas and the Lakers play, that's going to be like Super Bowl numbers, probably.
Yep. Yeah. But then you think about it, they let LeBron and Kyle Kuzma play together, but they wouldn't let Chris Paul and Kobe play together. The NBA watched that back in the day.
A different commissioner, because Kobe and Chris Paul, David Stern was like, no. Adam Silver like, listen, we got to fix this. Hey, Luka, you going to LA?
Yeah. But I think we talked about most of the trades. We'll revisit this probably sometime after All-Star game to kind of see how it's going with all these players, new teams, see if there's any new see if there's anybody outshining somebody else, or see if there's any teams that are who we're not talking about that won these trades, even with some of these smaller players.
And I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna call them out. Maybe on the next podcast about the NBA, we can get Fred Jones on here to talk about the NBA, because he's a huge NBA guy, and I know he gonna hate when I diss his Lakers, for making that dumb trade, taking Luka. And we're gonna win this championship this year. Let's go, Mavs. Let's go.
Yeah, but like I said, I think we gave a lot of information. We'll be back after All-Star game to give an update on these trades. And until then, as we say before we get off every podcast, this is more than a podcast. We handing out crowns.
Hand them out.
Who the love it, who the hate? Who the realest in my circle? Who the one who be the snakes? Who gon' fold up under pressure? Who gon' understand the stakes? Who gon' wait to get they food to try to take from off my plate? Who the love? Who gon' understand I'm hurt? Who gon' love me unconditionally and try and make it work? Who gon' party once I'm gone and shed a tear once I'm in dirt? I ain't asking for too much, I'm trying to understand my worth.